You're listening to the Everything That I Know podcast. I'm your host, Jamey Whitley, starring the one, the man, the myth, the legend, SrVerde XXXX.
Yeah, you had to throw a fourth one on there.
Yeah, I did.
Otherwise, it got real weird.
Yeah, I realized I needed a fourth one.
Well, we are extremely excited to be here today because it's been how many days, months, weeks? It's been a while.
I don't know. Have we done one this year? Actually, the last podcast
We did it in January.
Yeah, it was 2020 is going to be my year.
Right?
It's going to be so amazing.
Do you remember that?
I think we just need to like open this podcast with that clip.
Yeah, we will. We'll edit that
And
in.
then, well, in 2020, we're entering the soaring 20s.
Wow. I've been waiting on this decade for my whole life almost. I don't know why, but I've been waiting on 2020. I'm ready, like I've never been ready for any kind of date. But no, it's going to be a good year, man. 2020, I'm excited about it. We're going to talk a lot more about it as time marches on here over the next couple of months. But it's all good. All good.
It was horrible.
And aren't you supposed to be wearing that mask?
Oh, crap. Yeah, sorry.
Like, I'm a working real estate agent now.
Well, you have been.
But I hadn't closed anything in the last podcast if it was January.
For real?
I didn't start closing till February.
Oh, right.
So remember, my goal was $3 million at the end of this year, my first year.
Yeah.
So COVID hit. I adjusted $1.5 million.
And you hit it. You're done. Halfway
I'm
there.
at 2.5 right now.
That's unheard of. First year realtor, that's unheard of.
Yeah.
I mean, 3 was a lofty goal, I thought. Remember? We talked about that. I was like, yeah, okay. Don't be disappointed. Don't get your feelings hurt.
I've had 11 closings so far.
Dude, that is like Midas touch.
And that's not
So what did I tell you? Listen up. What did I tell you about that? I said, enjoy it while it lasts because what's coming?
COVID.
No, that. A dry spell.
Oh, for sure.
You're going to have a dry spell at some point. And you're going to be like, where are all the clients? Where are all the closings? And it's just the way the stars align. It has nothing to do with your business acumen or your execution because you're killing it. I've listened to you on the phone and I've seen some of the things that people posted about you. So, yeah, you're doing great.
And like,
you're well suited for the career.
Right.
Some people, it's like a square peg in a round hole.
Right.
You're not a people person. You're not very friendly.
Oh.
I'm talking about someone else.
Yeah.
And you have to really struggle to perform inside the industry. Not you, but defining someone else. But then there's people like you or me, or people who are extroverts or just execute well, maybe not super excited and extroverted, but just execute well and follow through and everything's dotted, everything's crossed, and they do really well. So yeah, you've kind of set some records around here as far as like what you've been able to accomplish. And proud of you, man.
And the year's not even over.
So
and
proud. What's funny to me, have you gone back and listened to like episode 1, 2, or 3?
How depressed I looked.
Dude.
Like a sad puppy dog.
Like you you just look sad, you speak, but you're growing. And so, but and I know you haven't arrived because there's no such thing.
Right.
It's a continual path. There's no red
sure.
pen that says you're done.
Right.
So you're still here, you're pulling, you're stretching, you're learning, it's really good. It's awesome.
It's been fun.
Give me like top 3 experiences since you've been a realtor. Give me your top 3. This is the coolest 3 things that have happened to me since I started.
Coolest 3 things that happened to me. Number one. I'm going to jump straight to number 1.
Go number 1.
I got kicked in the balls early.
By literally?
Yes.
Like,
I mean,
somebody walked up and
no, but like,
oh, you had a deal fall apart or something?
People think this is an easy industry. They think it's an easy career.
Yeah.
They think, oh, I just open doors and fill out some paperwork. No. I'm also a crisis negotiator. I'm a crisis manager, counselor, and
ball kicking recipient.
Exactly. I don't wear a cup.
Yeah.
I'm like, bring it on.
So basically you had a deal and it went very badly and you got dealt and you were like, okay, this can really go badly. And now I understand that this is a real thing.
Right. And there's been multiple things that have happened. So I'm
That's great.
Definitely learning that I'm becoming a doctor of Murphy's Law. If something bad can happen, it will.
Murphy always comes knocking.
And so it's learning how to adapt in those situations. It's learning how to control your emotions, having your emotional intelligence. So I'm really thankful that I've gone through those times because I want to say those times that happened early on has led me to be as confident as I am now, where I don't feel like I'm a 1-year agent anymore. I feel like I'm 2 or 3, where some people...
You've actually had some things that happened to you that I've observed from an outsider looking in, and I'm like, that's like year 5, year 6 stuff. that you've dealt with, you've navigated, you've sought counsel on. You come to me, you come to Derek, and you've done different things for advice and this stuff. But I mean, you've really grown because of that experience. So number one is you got dealt some hard times and you worked through it, but it made you better. What's number two?
Growth. So I'll say growth.
Number two is growth?
No, number one, I would say. I would wrap it up as being growth. Number two,
growth based on suffering.
Right.
Not just growth.
Right.
But growth based on you suffered because of XYZ.
Right.
You had to navigate, map it out, and finish it. And some of them fell apart. Some of them still won.
Right.
But you learned. And so you had a growth through suffering. Number one.
I think number two is just being adaptable with my people skills and learning that my motivation for this isn't my commission.
Good.
My motivation for this is helping people.
And you've already won.
To be the funny real estate guy, to make it a less stressful situation. Does that mean I'm going to always just be cracking jokes? No, but we're going to laugh and have a good time.
Yeah.
Because why go through something that's as big of a deal as buying a new house and moving your family, or selling your house and having to move across the country, and just because you want to just settle with the real estate person who's the realtor who's selling stuff in your neighborhood just because you've seen their sign.
Yeah.
But, I had a conversation today with someone who felt like they needed to stick with a realtor they had worked with, and they were going to end up having to sell their house as well. If they don't make an offer on the house with this other realtor, they're going to stick with me as a buying agent.
Oh, cool.
But in order to sell their house, they want to use a well-known agent who I know personally and is a really good agent. And I just say, look, at the end of the day, I want you to get taken care of. I'm not going to sit here and give you a BS sales pitch on why you should work with me. Sure, they're experienced. They've done a lot of transactions. At the same time, I don't have as many listings at the moment as they do, so I'm able to focus more attention to what I have.
That's a valid point.
So I'm learning how to do objections, but not as a salesman.
I like that.
Doing it as myself. Number 3, give, serve, repeat.
Give, share, repeat. Like Glasscock said.
Come see us next time.
Give, share, repeat.
I know.
They did a spoof.
Oh, that's coming out. I'm going to release that.
We've already posted it. Didn't we post it? Yeah, we already posted that. It's online.
But anyway, I'll give another example.
Give, serve, repeat is number 3 that you kind of tapped into.
And it's going beyond the Call of Duty. It's not just opening doors. It's not just filling out contracts. I have another client right now. It's a current listing where his family needed to move to Atlanta, Georgia.
Wow, that's cool.
And then we were under contract. In the inspection report, there were some things that needed to be done. He's a certified handyman. So he was like, you know what? I'm just going to fly back. His family hadn't even unpacked the trailer yet.
What?
He is at the airport. This is day 9 of the 10-day option period. Oh, no. The buyers back out. He's at the airport. And so I call and tell him, he's like, well, I'm going to come back and just fix those things anyway.
Very cool.
So he does. So he flies in, gets here. The rental car office at our local airport was closed.
Oh, no.
So he couldn't get a rental.
So you go pick him up.
This is a Saturday night. I drop what I'm doing on Saturday night to go pick him up. It gets better.
Give, serve, repeat.
It gets better.
Yes, sir.
He is a referral from a expired listing that I cold called and got, and I ended up getting 2 referrals from.
He was a referral from a cold call?
Yes.
Holy shit.
So I called him, who is his old boss. He's currently living in New Mexico. I have his house listed as well under contract. But I know that it has furniture and stuff in it. His current home, he just packed it all up. So I called him and I said, hey, I thought you might want to know this. I know he worked for you. He goes, without me even having to ask, he goes, yeah, have him stay at my house tonight.
No way.
So didn't have to pay for a hotel.
Very cool.
So, and then gets better. So he has a reservation to go to a rental car the next day. Well, we get there and they wouldn't take his driver's license because it was clipped in the corner. But TSA did when he flew here.
That's crazy.
So I ended up renting the car.
So TSA accepted it, but the rental car company.
Yes. So, and I ended up renting the car.
Wow. For him?
Yes.
In your name?
Yes.
And paying for it?
Yeah, I paid for it.
Sweet, man.
Because people shouldn't have to take on this burden. This should be like a fun time.
That's right. I totally agree.
And I'm here to fight that fight to make it fun.
That's crazy. Crazy awesome.
So that would be my 3.
Derek always likes to say, real estate partner, you're the best.
Yes.
He's kind of being funny, but hey man, you're shaping up to be the best. If nothing else, the best version of yourself, which we always talk about.
Yes.
What are 3 bad things that happen? Like, man, I went out to put a sign in the yard and I ran over a dog. Like,
I told you about my first showing I did for Jason Glasscock, right?
no.
I didn't.
I don't know. Maybe.
It's probably on a podcast somewhere, but I'll say it anyway. This was the first showing I did for Jason Glasscock. Ever.
Okay.
First showing.
Yeah.
It's out on a country road, big house.
Not convenient. Way out in the middle of nowhere.
Way out in the middle of nowhere. I'm singing Country Roads on the way there.
Right.
Just because I'm in a good mood, want to be. He tells me my client's going to meet you there. We play basketball together. He's super easy to show.
Cool.
Homeowner's not supposed to be there. I've got it all set up. Cool.
Just go open the door.
Yeah. So I go open door, turn on the lights. It's a massive house. I get lost. But then I get outside to wait on them. And as I'm waiting on them, I find out, like, I almost took a picture of myself standing on this patio being like, look at me. I'm a realtor. This is a gorgeous day to sell houses.
Oh, Lord.
And I didn't because I got stung by a wasp while I was standing there.
You were about to take the picture.
And there was a wasp nest above me. Okay.
That's what I'm looking for. You got
no,
stung by...
this gets better.
Same house?
Same house.
Oh, God. So you got stung by a wasp.
So I'm standing there, and all of a sudden, this Mercedes bus pulls up. And I'm like...
Like a Sprinter, the big one.
The big one.
Oh, gosh.
And I'm going, is the seller coming back? They're not supposed to be here. Because I
don't know who
I
they
thought
are.
it was just
Right.
Jason's friend that he played basketball with.
Right.
Well, then about 6 kids crawl out of the car and a female out of the driver's seat. Well, he was going to bring his whole family here.
Oh.
So his friend pulls up after that. The kids just take off for the trampoline. I'm like,
Oh.
they're not in the house at least. They're on the trampoline. They're not in the house. That's okay.
So the parents brought the kids to the showing, and the kids immediately gravitate towards the playground equipment,
Yes.
basically.
So we go inside the house.
That's bad.
Yeah. Except for one.
Oh, one kid doesn't.
We go into the house.
Oh, God.
And we're going through the kitchen. There's
can
an
see where
island,
this is going.
And all of a sudden I just hear glass shatter.
Shut.
And I go to the other side of the island, and their youngest kid had grabbed the jar of flour or sugar and dropped it. And it was glass.
First showing ever.
And I can't find a broom anywhere. I can't find a vacuum cleaner.
This gets better and better.
So
How do you clean it up?
I just tell them to go look through the rest
How
of the
big
house.
was this jar?
Oh, it's one of those like
Apothecary,
it could be
like
a cookie
big
jar.
glass jar.
Yeah. And so
This is great.
I go through this whole house.
I love it.
I dig through the garage and I find this old ratty just broom. And I go inside.
One they probably clean the eaves with to get the cobwebs.
Yeah,
and
you
that
know, it's
kinda-
like one of those old like witch brooms, you know? A witch could ride it. So I can't find a dustpan. Well, luckily they had copy paper. About this time, Jason's friend comes to help me get it taken care of because I already looked at the house. So we're sweeping up this shower of sugar on the copy paper and then just throwing it outside because we couldn't find the trash can either.
Oh my gosh.
So that was my first showing.
That was sugar or flour?
I didn't taste it.
And then what'd you do with the
It could have
broken
been
glass?
cocaine.
Where'd you put the broken glass?
Oh, we sweeped all that up too. We put it in the sink. And then we left a note. I left a note and said, sorry about this. Signed, Jason Glasscock.
You signed his name? Did you sell the house?
No.
Those people didn't buy it? Wow. The
So-
life of a realtor.
And then,
That is freaking hilarious.
yeah.
That's 3 in 1.
I know.
Broken glass, jar of whatever condiment or side thing that was.
Right.
Kids jumping on a trampoline, which is a huge no-no as far as insurance. And then you got stung by a wasp.
Yeah.
That's 3 in 1. We're done.
Yeah.
So give a disclaimer. Hey, guys, give them something to chew on if they're out there and they're...
Well, yeah. I mean,
I've been a realtor for 2 years and I haven't sold 2 million. Like, give them something to chew on.
get off your ass.
Yeah. Oh, he's poking the bear now. Yeah.
Because I think there's a lot of people that
It's not a part-time gig.
it's not. And at the same time, it's not about you.
Yeah.
It's about your clients.
Yeah.
And if you're making it about you and you're stuck not getting any success, maybe change your focus.
Yeah. That's good.
Ooh, I get chills.
Woo.
get
I didn't,
chills.
but I get it. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's straight up, man. That's business. I like that you're longevity focused. I like that you're team focused. I like that you're culture focused. That's going to win for you in the long run, and you already had established a network of friends and family and colleagues just through your comedy thing and just through being, an extrovert and someone who's out there in the public space doing things and being a fun guy. You had a network already, but it's growing. And as you execute on the real estate side and you crush it, people are going to say, hey, call my buddy the funny real estate guy. He's great.
Right.
He makes it fun and it's exciting, but at the same time, he does his job. Like, man, it was an awesome experience. So keep up the
it's
good
really
work.
cool to be showing people who call, like it's Zillow call or they call on a sign, and I'm doing a showing for them. Never met them before. Yeah. And they're like, you're that comedy guy. You do comedy downtown.
See? Yeah.
And then like we build rapport that way.
Yeah.
So it's really kind of neat.
The magazine we
haven't even talked about that.
I know.
They don't know that.
Right? People don't know that. We started a magazine during a pandemic.
Our own magazine in-house.
Yeah.
I have articles in there.
It's called the 88 Quarterly. It's intended to bring value to the consumer with insider information from the real estate profession. It's a real estate centric magazine, period, full stop. That's it. There's no car lot ads. There's no restaurant ads. It's written by professionals. So our agents like you and other agents are able to write articles in there. Of course, we have copyright proofing and editing and that kind of stuff as well. I'm the editor in chief. I get to put the whole thing together and have a blast doing that.
And we're going to deliver knowledge. We're going to deliver value.
It's all about knowledge and value and bringing that to the table. And so it was just something that kind of started as an in-house, hey, let's have something for the agents to pass out. This will look cool and fun. And they were like, wait a minute. I go to the marketplace and there's nothing like that. I said, oh, we got to do this. So we're doing it and we're working on issue number 3. It's a quarterly magazine, hence the name 88 Quarterly. It's on the website. It's digital. You can flip through. You can flip through it on your phone. So we went instantaneous. We didn't let's start with something small and build it to big. We started with something big. We said it's only going to be fully, full 360 view of it and then bring it to the marketplace. And that's what we did.
Right.
So, and we're giving information that's kind of insider. I'm writing stuff about investing in commercial real estate. Most people don't even have a clue how that starts and what that looks like. What is a cap rate? Do you know? And so we're putting things in there like that. And then we have a section called the hot second of tech because it changes so frequently. We're talking about Wi-Fi. We're talking about cable. And we're talking about devices and all those different things that go into that. We have the commercial corner, which is where we have where I talk about commercial stuff. And then we have, lots of different things that just, again, bring value to the consumer, to the professionals writing the articles, and to the advertisers. So it's fun. And it's not really intended to be a profit center.
Right.
So I'm not gravitating and scratching and trying to make a living out of it, which I'm fortunate enough to do. So we're really pouring a lot of high quality into it. I mean, the first 3 issues, this whole entire year will be a complete loss. And it's fine because it's all about the content, building the rapport. So, 88 Quarterly. Check it out online, 88quarterly.com.
I think definitely this year you have 3 mindsets. You have the, woe is me, I'm going to play the victim, this sucks. You have the, I'm just going to try and survive. And you have the ones that are saying, no, I'm going to thrive.
Yeah.
And I think that's what we've done collectively as a whole.
This book I read several years ago called Flawless Execution. If you haven't read it, pick it up. It's about how in this fighter pilot training and inside the scope of what they're doing, best of memory, there are no contingencies. Contingent isn't a word. There's a plan for every single scenario that could possibly happen, right? This is the context. And so when I go do a deal, I have plans, however many deep it takes. So worst case, worst case, worst case, and we just keep going. But everything's a plan. We don't get surprised and go, oh no, what do we do? We go, oh, well, that didn't work. We do this. And so I break that down for him in that little session. It's about 20 minutes long because we went about an hour and a half that day. And it's really good. I can't wait for it to come out, especially the transcript of it. It's going to be a good blog post.
Yeah.
I might even make a long writ now that we have our little wordsmith, Gracie. Oh, she's so good.
What do you see for the rest of the year? What's your advice for people that are trying to make it as an entrepreneur through the rest of 2020 and going into 2021? Is it like...
Yeah, man, I've learned some really good lessons. One of them is secure your financial wherewithal of your organization, right? So COVID hit. I come back from spring break to a mess. We were in Colorado, and that's where it kind of shut down first. They shut down on March 15th. We left on the 16th.
Right.
Like our spring break was over. We came back, and that's when the shit hit the fan. We all got it. My family, my kids. You know, we had it. It was bad for me. A whole nother story. But I spent a couple of weeks going, WTF, how do I navigate this as a business owner? I got 15 people to pay, right? We got deals on the board. Like, what's going to happen? And I always remember Dave Ramsey. Love you, Dave. If you have enough money to solve the problem, then you do not have a problem, right? If you have enough money to solve the problem, then you don't have a problem. So when COVID hit, I thought to myself, do I have enough money to solve this problem if the shit hits the fan and this whole thing falls apart? How do I sustain my organization if real estate falters? I got 90, almost 100 tenants across all the different kinds of assets that we have. What if they all can't pay? What happens? And so I was sitting here going, holy shit, this could get really bad. And so I didn't have enough money to solve the problem. So I woke up just like that. And I said, never again am I going to feel that inside. Never again am I going to have those thoughts and that angst. I'm planning. So I got in here with my accounting team. I said, here's what we're doing. Here's how we're going to fix this. Here's how we're going to make it. Nobody goes home. Everybody gets paid. We're going to do this, and this. And I'm going to hunker down and strategize and have some closings and sell some stuff. And we're going to get it done. And then going forward, we're going to take until we get to this massive reserve that I want to set aside. By the way, the market, people like Dave recommend 3 to 6 months. I'm going 12, and I'm going organizationally and personally. So we're talking a large number. I told the team, I said, until we reach this number, which will take a couple of years, you take this much out of every single dollar that comes into this organization, and you pull this percentage out and you put it over there and don't let me see it. Just make it go away. And they said, okay, cool, we can do that. Because I never want to have that feeling again. So the number one thing I'm taking away from this, and my advice for business owners today, is to wake up and secure your own financial future for the wherewithal of your company. Like, what is the strength? You got 50 grand in the bank. Is that 1 month's payroll? Is that 6 months payroll? For me, it's not enough, right? More. How many installment loans do you have? If everyone moved out of your properties and you have debt on those properties, how much do you need to carry yourself through a deep vacancy percentage? A deep in percentage and deep as far as timeline. So you need to map that stuff out. How much does your inventory cost you? If you're in the sales and you have widgets that you sell and you have inventory costs. But if you have no inventory because you have no, A, you may not have borrowability, or B, you don't have enough cash, you can't sell stuff to people if you don't have inventory. So think through those hard scenarios, and a lot of businesses, they're over. They're done. Huge companies are falling like flies, dead flies. And
which at the same time, do you see that as a real estate investor and go, there's opportunity coming?
There are, man, but it is, again, not having the deep enough cash and the strength of the wherewithal for my own organization. I can't go capitalize.
Right.
Because it would be foolish for me to go capitalize and have a weak system, right? No doubt I could take 100 grand and go buy something. But at what? At the cost of being weak over here, having wobbly legs? No, sir. So I failed myself because I do have a lot of cash out in investments that make sense on the real estate side. We're not talking about stock market. But I do have a lot of cash out there. I didn't have a lot of cash in here. So I needed to liquidate in order to strengthen my organization. And then I had no additional cash left over to go do extra deals and capitalize on some of those losses that other people were taking. So it'll happen again. I got a long career, but I'm looking more to strengthen from within than try to go out and strengthen from outside.
Yeah.
Right. So I'm not trying to go borrow a bunch of more money to strengthen. I'm trying to cash in, pour it in. So number one is increase the strength of the wherewithal of your company financially. And it doesn't have to be a third one, but rest in your own experience and confidence. Right?
Yeah.
Like, I am completely at peace. I may sound rattled. I may have sounded like I was a little skittish, but I was completely at peace with my process and my strategies and my execution. And I knew that if I did them in a certain way, that I would make it through. And then I said, like at the end of Gone with the Wind, I'll never go hungry again. Like, I'll never be in this situation again. I rested in that peace of my own resolve. and I'm not anxious about anything. I've got no idea what's coming tomorrow other than the strategies and the plans, but we don't have any, crystal ball telling us what's going to happen. But I'm still at peace. And inside that peace, there's two parts to that. I'm extremely calm and patient. And on the other side over here, I'm extremely I have this high level and sense of urgency to execute.
Right. Don't
stop, but I'm patient. Right? So I'm hitting it hard every day, and we're clipping off at a pretty good rate. But if it doesn't happen today, that's good, cool, we're good.
Right.
Patient, we'll start again tomorrow.
Yeah.
So it's a very interesting place to be. I've tried to explain it to a few people lately, but having that resolve and that peace of your own execution, that everything's going to be okay, and still execute quickly, and then be patient. That it's not going to happen overnight, and you got to be cool with it, and this isn't going to be done anytime soon.
No.
And so you have to have that patience to know that it's different. It may never be the same, right? And so for some businesses, it's going to transform them into a higher level of execution and earning and potential growth. And some of them, it's going to clip their wings and they're going to fall. And so just be patient and aggressive and kind of be at peace. For the amount of stuff that's happened around here and in our organization and outside and in our community and in our nation, I'm telling you, man, I'm just like,
yeah.
And I'm not drunk or high. I'm just chill every morning, every day. I'm still getting up at 4 and here at 4:15, still working long hours when I can. Summer's over, kiddies are back in school for a while. So it's been really that kind of thing. So those are my 3 big takeaways.
Nice.
And I really think what I told my wife recently, I said, I really believe that this happened and I'm going to be a better, stronger, more profitable entrepreneur, business owner on the backside of this than I ever could have been before it.
Right.
I really think it's I don't think I would have been as aggressive to be, it's fundamentally transformed the way I think about my business.
Right.
And I don't think I would have ever gravitated towards those thoughts had it not been for this kick in the ass.
Right.
Or balls, like you say, right?
Yeah.
I think it really was a huge wake-up call. It was a moment of unintended maturity as a business owner and leader. So,
which I think gives us a good segue into, I guess we could technically call this episode 1 of season 2.
Sure.
If we wanted to.
Yeah.
I know one of the plans going into this new season was really to kind of becoming more transparent and vulnerable in who you are.
Yeah.
So that's kind of a teaser to get into maybe the next couple episodes too.
The next couple episodes, some stuff's going to come out. Yeah, that I haven't really been hiding, so to speak.
Which I do want to point out something.
But wait a minute.
No, hang on.
Okay.
Your word for 2020 wasn't just rat. And I think we've got this on the podcast.
It was results.
There was one other one. Ugly. You did call it. I'm going to say you did call it.
Did I say that?
You said ugly was going to be it's a word for 2020.
We're going to find it.
2020 is going to be a year of hard knocks. I'm not quite sure. And so 2020, the mantra for 2020 is going to be ugly. It's going to leave a couple black eyes, maybe a couple of smashed fingers.
That's awesome.
Yeah, no, I'm super excited about it, honestly.
We talked about how you want to just get transparent.
Oh, that's
vulnerable.
right. Yeah. So it's not like any big secrets or anything, but there's just some parts to, my story that they've never just been relevant. They're more relevant now.
Yeah.
They're way more relevant now because I want people to know that I am not highly intelligent. Perhaps I am a high executor. And I'm a high level, intentionally active person to solve problems.
Like Forrest Gump. May not be a smart man, but I do know what love is.
That too.
So I guess we could wrap on that.
Yeah, man.
So
yeah,
keep listening. Follow us on every single platform that is out there with the Everything That I Know podcast.
Yeah, and if you're hearing this, man, please pass this along. Tell somebody. Tell a friend. Tell a colleague. Tell a spouse. Tell a brother or sister. We don't just want listeners for the sake of having listeners. I'm not profiting from this. It's all about the knowledge going out and people winning, No doubt, I want you to suffer. because suffering builds character and builds resolve and builds things that you need.
Like I said, number one
Kicking was the suffering. Yeah. And that was, so I'm not just giving you all the answers. You have to execute, learn, and crush it for yourself. And you're going to get beat down. And that's important because suffering is, I think, where it all comes from.
Right.
All of life is suffering.
# play the game without a cup.
Sure.
Making everything awkward since 1986.
Sweet. Well, that's good, man. It was great to be here with you this morning.
Yep.
I think we've gone right on time, and we look forward to posting this one, getting it up there. You guys will see it soon. We're going to quick edit and do it and get it up, and then we're going to start banging these out. And again, thanks so much for paying attention and giving us your ear for just these few moments.
DM me, and if I have hand sanitizer left, I will send you one at the Funny Real Estate Guy.
That'd be great. Yeah. Thanks, everybody, for listening. Have a great one.